Hey all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time, we took on the Lord of Inferno himself, Ifrit. We also got to take on the Halatali dungeon, our first optional dungeon. And now it seems we have an interesting choice to make. Which Grand Company will I choose? Tataru, got any good ideas?
I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Dekumon. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often. A few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the Remembered services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services, and Elder Seatsir Khan Asena will deliver her address at Minketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Raubon, how do I say that again? Alden, will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Lamensa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlvib Bluffishworm will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the Sentry's Anthel, and he'll admit you. Got all that? Good, because I'm not repeating it. Well, off you go then. I hope you find the Remembered service suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order. Though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell.
Yeah, you can actually visit these in pretty much any order you want, although we might as well do them in the order she suggested, mostly just because I feel like it. All right, where are we doing this? Ah, right here. Okay, fine. Cutscene. And I kind of figured cutscene, but still. Better question, will cutscene have voice acting?
My son to the calamity.
Oh.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Damn, that sounds lovely. I mean, we had a lot of forces on the field, so it's not that surprising, I suppose. Hello?
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races.
Ah, so the Hyur are the human-like looking ones, and the Elysian are the human-like looking ones with the very long pointy ears, aka the elves.
So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron,
The twins are here.
Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer.
Oh, that's right. We haven't actually been properly introduced to these two rascals yet.
The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we
Very true.
have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
She's definitely got away with words. I'll give her that.
5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano.
And there a great and bloody battle
Bloodiest
happened.
battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
Yeah, nobody was really expecting Bahamut to come out that day.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Jeez. Doom and gloom us all here. Kinda said, damn.
Without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
A moment of silence for those who have fallen.
Propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell.
Sheesh. Yeah.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood.
Ah, that's true. There is actually a fortress of the Garlean Empire here in the Twelveswood, and we will actually get around to futzing with it in the far future.
Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action.
Now, dance!
I bid
Dance
you
for me!
Join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard.
I suppose we could do that too.
And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals.
Hey, they do cheer up quite nice, don't they? Give them a bit of hope, and hopefully everyone will be a little happier. And I guess, no, that seems to be the end of her epic speech. No, we've had our moment of silence, we've had our speech, and I guess that's the entire memorial service. Although, are we going to finally get a proper introduction to the twins here? Well, I'm waiting.
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no.
Ah, finally.
My sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
That's one way you want to put it. I'm sure it'll be pointed out, but the Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with 2 beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelves Wood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Oh, you rascals. Lest I neglect to point out, these 2 are, well, let's just say they're kind of important to the plot. Okay, we've had our first memorial service. Now, it's time to head to Ul'dah for number 2. Here we are. Doubly glad I went and got all those Aetherites in Ul'dah. It's been a long walk otherwise. Really long walk.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself.
We finally get to see the Sultana. Finally. Yeah, you don't get to see her if you're not in the Ul'dah questline until now.
Souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Wow, aren't you dramatic, Rare Raban?
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ur dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There.
Oh,
Flame General's
hello again,
guide is
Alphino.
the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we.
Oh?
Was the Seventh Imperial Legion laid low.
Yeah, I kind of think that Bahamut had more to do with laying low the Imperial Legion than any of the Eorzean forces, but you know what? I'll let him have this one.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
I think Alphino feels the same way I do.
Many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not.
Nope.
And now, but 5 years into this Seventh Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled.
He's using this as more than just a remembrance. He wants to use this as a rally.
Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death.
Damn.
Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth.
Yeah, that's true. The Ul'dah area actually contains the largest Gridanian base, and again, we won't see it for a good long while. But we will get to it, I promise.
Yet we do not act.
And Nanamo doesn't seem much for speaking right now.
Soldier, monetarist, or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. He's doing a much better job than Kane Senna is of moving the people here. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
An interesting speech there.
Your grace.
Raubon?
Oh, she finally speaks. Oh, more than speaks, she gets a lift. That's adorable.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people.
The coins are just a bonus, really.
Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn!
I know I was by fire reborn. I just did that a couple episodes ago there, Ralbon. No, this is definitely an improvement over the Gridanian remembrance.
I fancy meeting you again.
Indeed, indeed.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. And from what I hear, you did quite a number on him. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So they have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he's but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks.
Yeah, well, I could say that of all 3 grand companies. Oh, Alisay's like, what, none of this. Well, we are 2 remembrance services down and 1 to go. I guess the third one's entrance must be right here, considering Xanthel's over here. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Sure, I can go to the stateroom.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Jeez, you guys are a salty bunch. Heh, groan. Oh. Huh, interesting. I don't see the twins here.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond."
Ah, there they are. I was wondering when you two were going to show up.
The Admiral bid you. It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn.
Reborn, huh?
All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano.
Hilfier's bloody executioners. That's the hell of a name for a company.
That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive.
Yeah, that story sounds very familiar.
Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Huh, interesting. Morlvip here actually seems to be the most emotional of the 3. Like Kane-sana is very calm and composed, and Raoban was very much like, you know, he was doing basically a rally. He was trying to get the crew pumped up. But Morlvip actually seems to be showing some actual sadness here. Like, it's hard to tell, but you can hear it in her voice. There we go. Give him a big old salute.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom.
Wow, Alfino, could you be any more condescending?
Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
Sheesh.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again?
Huh. You built this place out of an old ship? No wonder the room we're in kind of looks like the bridge of a ship.
Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes.
Yeah, we
will be
haven't
the
really
first
done much with the
waves to
kobolds
crash
yet.
Against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long.
And yeah, just like the other two city-states, the Limsons also have a Gridanian base somewhere in their border, and again, it's something we'll deal with in the far future. We're simply not ready to take them on yet.
Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck?
Ooh. Yeah, you can. There was some genuine scorn there.
One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men.
Wow, that's some grim imagery there, Mulweb.
To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Wow.
The lads!
I gotta say, of the three, I think we saved the best for last.
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Oh, be careful what you wish for, good sir. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Whoever you are. Random guy number 3.
You again.
Yeah, we're 3 for 3, dude. Should kind of be used to it at this point. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Laminsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan, who, is kind of slow to the party, let's be honest. Don't worry. We'll have fun with him later. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Laminson's backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As the nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with, once and for all. To this end, I expect they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. Some foreboding words there, Alphino. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? You're still not gonna give me a proper explanation of who you two are. I mean, I know who you two are, but still. Be nice if we got a proper explanation. Come on. Nope. Me pains in the ass. Oh. Hey, my magic radio works.
Dekumon, this has been Philia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back! They're eating all my food!
Of course they're eating all your food, Minfilia. You're the one that gave them free room until I came back. Don't worry, I'll be there shortly.